Taking off is one of the most critical and complex phases of the flight. It involves a precise combination of speed, lift thrust, and aerodynamics. Here's how it works step by step. Pushback and taxiing. The plane is pushed back from the gate by a tow truck. Pilots start the engines and taxi to the runway. Lining up on the runway. The plane stops at the runway's starting point. Pilots receive clearance from air traffic control, ATC. Engine thrust increases. Pilots push the throttle forward, increasing engine power. Jet engines or propellers generate thrust to propel the plane forward. Acceleration and speed build up high voltage. The plane moves faster and faster down the runway. The speed needed for takeoff is called V1 decision speed. After this, the takeoff must continue even if there's a minor issue. VR rotation speed is when the nose lifts off, lifting off the ground. The pilot pulls back on the control column, making the nose rise. The wings generate enough lift to overcome gravity. The plane officially leaves the ground. Climbing and retracting landing gear. The aircraft climbs at a set angle and speed called climb rate. Pilots retract the landing gear to reduce drag. Flaps, used for extra lift, are slowly adjusted to a normal position, reaching cruising altitude. Once at around 10,000 feet, pilots adjust speed and climb rate. The plane continues climbing to cruising altitude, 30,000 to 40,000 feet. ATC directs the plane for its flight path. The typical takeoff speed for a commercial jet is 130 to 180 knots, 150 to 210 miles per hour / 240 to 340 kilometers per hour. What happens when an airplane has a bad takeoff? A bad takeoff can mean several things, from a rough departure to a serious emergency. While modern planes are designed to handle issues safely, here's what can go wrong and how pilots handle it. Rejected takeoff, aborted takeoff. If something goes wrong before V1 speed, decision speed, the pilot can abort the takeoff by applying full brakes and reverse thrust. Reasons for an aborted takeoff: engine failure, bird strike, hydraulic or electrical failure, obstacle on the runway, tire blowout. What happens next? The plane stops on the runway. Pilots contact air traffic control, ATC, and assess the issue. If needed, passengers are evacuated or another takeoff attempt is made. Bounce takeoff, hard or unstable rotation. If the pilot pulls up too fast or at the wrong angle, the nose might lift too suddenly, causing the tail to hit the ground, tail strike. The aircraft to bounce back onto the runway. An unsteady climb, requiring quick correction. What happens next? Pilots stabilize the climb and adjust controls. If the plane is unstable, they may circle back and land. Engine failure during takeoff. If one engine fails after V1 speed, the plane must take off too fast to stop. Modern planes can fly safely with one engine, ETOPS-rated aircraft. What happens next? Pilots climb steadily and return for an emergency landing if needed. Bird strikes. Birds hitting the engines can cause serious damage. If both engines fail, like U.S. Airways Flight 1549 in the Hudson River, pilots must land quickly. What happens next? If engine damage is minor, the flight continues. If serious, an emergency landing is made. Keycap 5 severe weather and wind shear. Wind shear, sudden wind direction change, can push the plane down or off course. Thunderstorms can cause turbulence and lightning strikes. What happens next? Pilots adjust controls to maintain stability. If takeoff conditions are too bad, the flight is delayed. Can a bad takeoff cause a crash? Extremely rare. Pilots train for emergency takeoffs and landings. Modern aircraft have safety systems to handle failures. Airports have emergency crews ready to assist. Final thoughts. Bad takeoffs are uncommon, and pilots are highly trained to handle any situation. The best safety tip for passengers? Always wear your seatbelt during takeoff. Would you like to know more about specific real-life takeoff incidents? Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel Prime Blog for more update and information.